My name is David Mandell. On behalf of the entire team here at Whiskey House of Kentucky, thank you for joining us as we celebrate the official announcement of a business that is already having a very profound impact on the American whiskey industry. Whiskey House will not only reshape the contract whiskey market, but it will also be a leader in this wonderful community of Elizabethtown, the state of Kentucky, across the nation, and internationally. Today is our official groundbreaking. And as you can see by the building behind us, we move very quickly at Whiskey House. In fact, it was only 15 months ago that we broke ground. And only 6 months before that, when John Hargrove came to me and said, I have an idea. And within a couple months, Dan Lind was dragged back from his quiet life outside of London. And that's not London, Kentucky, it's London, England. As many of you know, we're a team that moves fast. We're a team that loves big ideas. We're a team that shares a clear vision. And we're a team that delivers on our promises. We're a team that cares deeply about our employees, the culture we create, and the legacy that we leave. And we're also a team that fundamentally believes that our business has a responsibility to support the local community and also the health of the bourbon industry at large. When we founded, created and built Bardstown Bourbon Company, we completely reshaped the landscape in the bourbon capital of the world, and we have with us a number of those leaders here today, Kim Houston, Bill Shekels, Judge Dean Watts, that brought us here to Kentucky. We created a completely new model for manufacturing and production, and we had a major impact on the American whiskey industry. Now, I'm so proud to say that we're doing it again, just a little differently. On this 176-acre campus, we're building the most sophisticated, technically advanced custom bourbon and American whiskey distillery in the United States. We will also be the first distillery designed from the ground up to focus solely on large-scale, flexible, custom whiskey production. With no brands of our own, Whiskey House will provide the highest quality production, unparalleled customer service, competitive pricing, and unprecedented visibility into the barrel manufacturing and whiskey manufacturing process for our customers. This facility behind me will also set the bar for advanced manufacturing in the whiskey industry. Our design and technology will ensure that as we produce dozens of custom mash bills, the quality of our production will meet or exceed our customers' expectations, as well as the highest standards in food and beverage manufacturing. And to accomplish this goal, we're making major investments in the technological capabilities of this distillery. Our fully integrated operational and information technology infrastructure will capture and analyze data across the entire manufacturing process. And with the addition of artificial intelligence, specifically with advanced analytics, learning models, UI embedded NLP agents, thank you, Roger Henley, our Vice President of Engineering and Technology, who is leading that effort, we'll continually improve quality and efficiency, increase production yields, expand sustainability initiatives, and provide critical real-time information to our customers about their liquid. For the first time, our customers will have access to every data point about their whiskey from start to finish. A brand will now be able to know everything about every aspect of their product, and then they'll be able to share that information with their customers. Not only will this allow them to tell deeper, more authentic stories about their whiskeys and their brands, but it will also help optimize their businesses with critical financial, inventory, and quality reports. This is a big deal. And I want to thank the team with the vision, the expertise, and the capability to bring this to the world. John Hargrove, co-founder and president and COO. Dan Lind, co-founder and CFO. I'll tell you, you couldn't have two better partners and friends in this business. John is responsible for everything you see behind. Dan is responsible for getting the money to make it happen. Roger Henley, our Vice President of Engineering and Technology. Jim Hunger, our Director of Operations. And our two newest members of the team, Kevin Powers, Logistics and Warehouse Senior Manager, and Quentin Snyder, Maintenance Senior Manager. We are building a tremendous team here at Whiskey House, and I have no problem in saying this will be the best team in whiskey, hands down. I also want to thank Busick Construction. We have the family here today. Busick is not only responsible for what you see here as we're building it, but our time together goes back a long way, back 10 years when I first came to Kentucky, and we got together in a small conference room, and Tommy and Donald told us that they could fulfill the vision that we had for Bardstown, and boy, did they fulfill that vision. Then they went on to build Log Still, Lux Row, Jim Beam Stillhouse, among many others, including the Heaven Hill facility. We could not do this without them. It is truly the most remarkable partnership between us and a construction team. I also want to thank particularly Carl Swope. Carl, where are you? There he is. Carl, you played an instrumental role in bringing us here to Elizabethtown, and we couldn't thank you enough. Rick and Andy Games from the Elizabethtown Industrial Foundation, who work so hard day in and day out to help us acquire this property and allow us to keep the timeline here moving forward. I want to thank the team from Truist Bank that's here, that has been a great partner. The service, the commitment has been instrumental in bringing this project forward. Most importantly, too, I want to thank our parents and our families that are here with us, my parents, my significant other, the Hargrove clan and team that is here with us. Thank you. Guys, we really, truly, at the end of the day, we couldn't do it without you. And of course, our customers. Some of you are here with us today that have entrusted us with your production. We couldn't be more honored to be the long-term production partner for your brands. Thank you. We also could not have gotten here without the support of our great community leaders, Governor Andy Beshear, the Kentucky Cabinet for Economic Development, the Mayor of Elizabethtown, Jeff Gregory, the Hardin County Government, Elizabethtown Industrial Foundation, the Hardin County Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for all that you have done. And with that, it is now my pleasure to introduce Rodkey Adkins, who really, if you are from Kentucky, needs no introduction. He is a senior advisor to Governor Andy Beshear, and he is a gentleman with a wonderful reputation and incredible track record in this state. Rocky, thank you for being here.
David, thank you for the introduction. I deeply appreciate that, and I'm honored to be here today on behalf of the governor, and to be here myself, to be able to see this wonderful investment in this community, and really to celebrate today. I served 33 years in the Kentucky House, and I've been with the governor now for the last 4 years as his senior advisor. And really to be here today and to be able, really not a groundbreaking, really not a ribbon cutting, but to actually see the work from a project that we are celebrating here today is really a celebration worth the accomplishments of a lot of people. You know, I often go back to my athletic days when I was a point guard at Morehead State University, and I watch how all these projects come together and how they really happen. And folks, David, you said it best, and you mentioned a whole lot of people here just a little bit ago. When people work together, great things happen. And this is the working together of an unbelievable team locally, to state level, people who supported this project, and then the folks that actually had the vision to be here today with Whiskey House Distillery and the real work that we see going on behind us today. We are so excited about what's going on in Kentucky, and it's exciting to really see what's going on in the bourbon industry as we stand and look at the investments that are being made across Kentucky, different parts of Kentucky, different regions of Kentucky, from far western Kentucky to far eastern Kentucky, and of course in the central part of Kentucky as well. Billions of dollars of investment in the bourbon industry, and there's no question about it, David. Kentucky is the bourbon capital of the world, and it's here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I have to mention that my long history of being in public service. In 1996, I passed a little piece of legislation called the Kentucky Tourism Development Act. And I mention that really for one reason, and I think it's time for us to celebrate and understand the unbelievable economic and tourism impact that the bourbon industry has on Kentucky. We have a little thing called the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. And this last year had more people visit the Kentucky Bourbon Trail than ever in the history. Matter of fact, last year was the largest economic driver in the tourism industry that we've ever had in the history of Kentucky, at $13 billion of economic impact. And the Kentucky Bourbon Trail has had an unbelievable impact on those numbers that we're mentioning here today. To see the creativity of three individuals of David, John, and Daniel, who have come together here on what is a $130 million project behind us. $130 million project that, David, you told me, over years to come could grow to be more than $350 million of investment in this community. Is really time for celebration. And you know, David, the reason very many people didn't stand up when you said who all is involved in this project, please stand up. Well, let me tell you who's involved in this project. And it goes much further than bourbon. It happens to be standing up behind us, these guys in hard hats, steel-toed shoes, carrying a dinner bucket, making a good wage, making sure that they can put food on the table and a roof over their head. This economic impact of this project goes much further than just making bourbon and whiskey. It goes to the families that are represented, that are so prideful in the skilled trades that they perform here every day. David already mentioned the technology in this project, and the most advanced technology in the bourbon industry when it comes to distilling. And for us to be able to have that in Kentucky only matches what's going on in Kentucky as I speak today. Bourbon and spirits is a $9 billion industry with an annual payroll of $1.23 billion a year. And it employs more than 22,500 people. And we need not forget that all across Kentucky. Since the governor has taken office, he has welcomed more than 90 spirits-related new location and expansion projects in the bourbon industry. Those announcements creating more than 1,600 full-time jobs for Kentuckians. Now that number is growing because of what we're celebrating here today, right here in E-Town and Hardin County. David, it's such an honor for us to be partners in this project with you. It is an honor for us to do what we can at the Economic Development Cabinet and out of the governor's office to try to find a way to do things rather than not do things. And our Economic Development Cabinet, they're experts, they're specialists in this arena. And because of that, good things are happening. So today, I am honored to be here to congratulate another economic investment in this community, in this town, in this county, in this great Commonwealth of Kentucky. We're celebrating in Kentucky the largest budget reserve trust fund and rainy day account in the history of Kentucky at $3.7 billion and the creation of over 42,000 new jobs. It's an exciting time to be in Kentucky to keep this economy moving forward, and this is a big part of that. Congratulations to E-Town, congratulations to Hardin County, and congratulations to Whiskey House Distillery, custom bourbon, custom whiskey. And I would say this, that 95% of the bourbon that's made in the world is made in a little radius kind of where we are and extended somewhat, 95% of it. And here in Kentucky, we would tell you the other 5%, it's counterfeit, okay? So the good bourbon is made here in Kentucky, and we're celebrating with an unbelievable team, unbelievable families here today. So to Whiskey House Distillery, to David, John, and Daniel, let's give them a big round of applause for their vision for the Commonwealth of Kentucky. So as I step away, if you invest $130 million and you create up to, starting out 50 jobs up to 100, we got a little gift for you that we always give you here in Kentucky. And on behalf of the governor and the first lady and the lieutenant governor and me as his senior advisor in our economic development cabinet, I think that we have the gifts right here that we would like to present to David, John, and Daniel for this investment and believing in us in Kentucky, believing in this local community. I just want to let you all know one thing. Here in Kentucky, we will not let you down. We will help you be successful, and we'll be there to watch you grow and celebrate with you in the future. Congratulations, and on behalf of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, please accept these gifts, and please let us know if we can help you grow in the future. Thank you all. Thank you.
It's now my pleasure to introduce Amy Inman, the Public Relations Officer representing the Mayor of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, Jeff Gregory. And this city has done so much for us to help us get to this point. Amy, thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you. Hello, and welcome. We are very excited for the Kentucky Whiskey House to be here in Elizabethtown. Mayor Gregory regrets that he's not able to be here. He's out of town. We are very excited that this is the first distillery to be in Elizabethtown since before Prohibition. It's kind of exciting, not only in Kentucky, but especially in Elizabethtown and Hardin County. This is a great opportunity for Elizabethtown to make its push to get on the famous Bourbon Trail. Again, we welcome the Kentucky Whiskey House and your lovely family to our community. We're glad you chose Elizabethtown.
Amy, thank you very much for your remarks, and please let the mayor know that we certainly miss him. Rocky, obviously the same for the governor. And it is now my pleasure to introduce the president of the Kentucky Distillers Association, Eric Gregory. And let me just say a few words about the KDA. The KDA is the association that advocates for and protects this industry. So much of what you heard Rocky talk about here, they're on the front line making sure that our industry is protected, has the runway for growth, and even just thinking back, all of the things that we did together. I mean, many of you remember the restaurant we built at Bardstown Bourbon Company, the tasting room, all of those things, that all started with the KDA. They delivered that. And of course, then we executed, but they delivered those opportunities. And for so many of you too that were at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival this year in Bardstown, Kentucky, you were able to buy bottles, and you were able to go around and buy directly those bottles from distilleries, and that was an absolutely incredible experience. It's going to be something that helps reshape festivals in this state, and you guys delivered that. And so there's so many things that the KDA deserves credit for, and we're thrilled to have you here, Eric. We're also thrilled to be coming back into the KDA soon and taking a leadership role there and working with you. Thank you.
thank you, David. I'm batting cleanup here today, and I'm going to have to figure out if Mayor Gregory and I are related. Thank you. And I'm sure my staff is wondering, with all those accolades about our legislative agenda, how many times is he going to ask for PAC money up here today? I won't be doing that, but if you'd like to donate, www.kybourbonpac.com. You can donate with a credit card and make it really easy. And there's always pros and cons of following Rocky Adkins, my dear friend. And, you know, the pros of it are he's obviously a very gifted speaker. He is a true statesman and a loyal son of the Commonwealth, as you can see. We're very lucky to have him as such a great ambassador for Kentucky, and as he mentioned, for his 33 years of legislative service, including the fantastic Tourism Development Act, which to this day, you're right, Rocky, still is one of the main drivers for distilleries opening up tourism centers along the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. The cons of this, he's such a great speaker, he takes all my talking points. So he knows them by heart, as you can see, but again, thank you so much, Rocky, and please thank the governor. We know he's busy, a little busy right now, but we appreciate his support, and he has been unwavering in his commitment to Kentucky bourbon, and we deeply appreciate that. So please pass along our thanks. And let me say this first as well. Thank you to the Hardin County community in Elizabethtown for being so welcoming to David and John and Dan, and also to the industry at large. We really appreciate that. We are now, believe it or not, we actually have 100 distilleries in Kentucky for the first time ever. Yeah, you can clap at that, please, thank you. In 40 counties. So a third of the Commonwealth has a distillery, and again, working with local officials who are so helpful and gracious, like the folks here in Hardin County, makes our jobs a lot easier. I'm sure, David, makes your job a lot easier as well. So thank you for that. And again, I can't say enough about David. And obviously John and Dan and Roger as well. Even though they've been kind of working on this for a while, they never really left the industry. And their commitment to Kentucky bourbon has been unwavering. And David is right to mention the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, because thanks to him and Randy Prassi, I think Randy's here, the executive director, they have revolutionized the Kentucky Bourbon Festival into a premium event that really does showcase all that's great about Kentucky bourbon. And Roger, I know we're thankful for all the work you've done with the University of Kentucky and the James B. Beam Institute. I know we have some people from UK here today, and that's great, because I think this is the first time I've been to a distillery event or groundbreaking where they mention artificial intelligence as part of this. And so, David, the advanced manufacturing techniques that y'all are building here today will raise the bar for the industry and help us, keep creating better ways to do things, more responsible ways to do things, more sustainable ways to do things. And we really appreciate your team for that as well. The thing that really warms my heart about today is that David mentioned it takes a village to build a distillery, and really to build any project in Kentucky, but definitely to build a distillery. And I think it shows the unity and the camaraderie of our industry, that you've got so many people here today from different distilleries, right? I mean, you've got people here, we got Bourbon Hall of Famers here, like Tommy Blinko, and Jim Rutledge. I saw Jim back there, and Judge Watts, who was just recently inducted into the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame. That just shows that, we are stronger when we're working together, and that's been the backbone of everything we do at KDA since we were founded in 1880. So we really appreciate that. And plus, economic development is here. Brad Thomas, our friends from East Kentucky Power Cooperative, is here. There's just so many people involved in projects like this. It really is stronger by working together, so thank you. So this is, I always like this, and I love the sound of a man lift in the morning, because it means growth. And we are growing so fast as an industry in Kentucky. We've got almost 12 million barrels of whiskey, 11.4 million of that is bourbon. And you're gonna see a press release in a couple of weeks where we're again setting records on barrel numbers here. And it's thanks to the continued investment and commitment of people like David and John, Frogmouth, and Daniel in making this happen. Because as the world continues to grow in their thirst for Kentucky bourbon, we're producing as fast as we can. And I know that with the quality that David and John and Dan are known for, that their consumers are going to be proud to be part of the Kentucky bourbon industry, and that's going to reach all the corners of the world. So we're very appreciative. So just in passing, or in summary, thank you all so much for your investment here today. Thank you for building again, adding another county in Hardin County to our list of distillers. Congratulations to everybody, and we look forward to you joining the Kentucky Distillers Association again. Thank you, David.
Eric, thank you very much. You know, as we close, I would just mention that there are rarely times in your life that you get to do something over again, that you get a do-over. And so we had the wonderful opportunity to build an incredible facility. We now have had the opportunity to get to do it again, take everything that we learned and put it into this. And it really, truly is an amazing experience, and we're lucky for it, because it won't be long until production begins at Whiskey House. We're less than 9 months away from startup, which will take place on July 1st of 2024. Our still will arrive in November. Much of what you see here on the front, much of the equipment is already in the back. And we'll be completely under roof that same month. And as Busick Construction has told me, I think we're gonna even start up a month early, is that right? Yeah, is that okay? Right, somebody just put that down. But we couldn't be more proud, we couldn't be more excited, and we couldn't be more humbled. And I want to thank you all for joining us here today. On behalf of all of us, thank you. I'm going to just mention one thing. I know everybody got their hopes up that you're going to all go through this facility. You're not. Sorry to tell you that. So we have our customers, our potential customers, some of our key vendors will grab you, but unfortunately it is too tough of a site in there to be able to take everybody through from a safety perspective. And also, you know, what goes on in there too, you know, stays in there for our customers. This is the Willy Wonka of whiskey manufacturing, so you'll all just have to sort of guess, and you'll see as we go forward. So thank you very much for being here.